I'd like to show you how to access aerial photos here in Minnesota. Now you often want to digitize features off of aerial photographs, so you put them as a backdrop in something like a map window, and then you can create new points or lines or polygons from what you interpret off these features. Now you should use what are called ortho photographs. These are photos that have been prepared and registered to a coordinate system so that the features you get are pretty true to form and shape. They've had the distortion removed. Now we have a good source here at MNGeo at this mngeo.state.umn.edu, and this thing called the North Star Mapper here, so you'll see it when you go to that website in the upper right, because that's where it's placed now, and you can start mapping. So there's a general description of it, but I'll show you here how to use it. You'll left click here on the start mapping, and it'll display a screen. Now sometimes it's a little slower depending on how many people are accessing it. There's a set of toolbars here along the top and a set of data to display. I usually just go with the defaults because that's easy. I'll zoom in to an area. I can zoom in or zoom out or pan with these usual tools. And I'm going to grab an area here in the Northeast Metro where I have some other data. So I'm just zooming in, left clicking and holding and dragging to get an area. And this is an area near White Bear Lake here on the west side of the lake. And so once I've zoomed into the area that I like and positioned it, there's the important tool here to draw a box to download layer. So again, I left click to activate it. You can see it has a red box around it. And I'll left click and drag for an area that I want an image for. It actually goes out to the server and says, what data do I have available? It can give you vector data or raster data, and here I'm interested in an aerial photo, so I'll go for the statewide color IR. It's a color infrared photo. I'm interested in vegetation, so I'll click the checkbox and click to download. It'll go off to the server. That'll say here I have this thing ready. Do I want to open it or save it? I'm going to save it locally, and it's gone and downloaded that file. So the next thing I'll want to do here, if I right click, I can show the containing folder, and it shows where it downloaded it here. It's going automatically into my users Paul downloads. So I'm just going to go ahead and right click on that and extract all in that place. And it'll ask me where do I want them. Sure, I'll put it in that users downloads and extract it. And that then saves these data, so I have the image there. Once I have the image downloaded, then I'm ready to use it in QGIS. This is a slightly different area than I demonstrated. I've downloaded an image for this area also. So I can go ahead then and navigate to the location where I've stored my data, wherever that might be, and I can go ahead and find it. Now I can right click to extract all. That'll extract the data to a folder named the same. I can go look at that folder and see that there's an outline of the image, the way my system is configured. I can find QGIS here, get the splash screen, get a hint, and I can add the data. Again, I have to navigate to the same location, in this case in my C drive, in users, in Paul, in my documents, in data, and then in the CIR. Left click and open. It'll ask me what coordinate system I'm in, and there's a default it gives. We'll talk about this later. I happen to know that it's set in this NAD 83 UTM Zone 15 coordinate system, and if you're confused about this or don't know what it is, don't worry now. I'll show in a later video what coordinate systems are and what are the common ones in Minnesota. So I'll just click OK. After a bit, it'll load up the image. So there we go. Now this is Big Marine Lake. It's a little bit of an odd view because the image is red and these dark colors. The red is because it's a color infrared aerial photo, and bright green vegetation shows up in brighter shades of red. There's some advantages of it over other kinds of images when you're looking at vegetation. That's all there is to it.